Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mod Showcase. Now, this time around, we have some of the most adorable little mods. We have some larger, a little bit more terrifying ones. We have like a metric ton of exhibit animals to even check out from our buddy Scott. And as to be expected, we also have some birds from Cake as well. Look at them fly. So yes, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you guys are having the most wonderful and wonderful days. My name is Leaf, and before we do get into it, as always, a word of precaution. Mods are not officially endorsed by Frontier. When you do mod at the risk of, your game might crash or something, but if you follow the instructions and tutorials to a T, you guys will be just fine. If you run into any errors whatsoever, feel free to join the modding Discord. That way we could help you out in case if you do experience any crashes. It's the best way to actually get feedback on what you're doing wrong, because you're probably doing something wrong. Alright, now let's jump into the entire mod showcase. We have some very fun mods to check out today. We're gonna start off with probably one of my favorite ones I've ever made. It's a little bit silly, but I think it works so well. This is the Bone Wolf. It is literally just a skeleton of a wolf on the rig of a wolf. That's quite literally it. I was able to team up with TNT as well as Nicholas Linerider on this one, and it came out so freaking good. So yeah, it's quite literally just, a bone wolf. I gave these guys a few unique little parameters. They can get up to like 1,000 years old, which is kind of fun. And yeah, that's really it. They're just so cool. I don't know. We have two different morphs on these guys. We have like this little normal skeleton looking one, which has some very minor color differences. We can see a little bit more of a bleached individual right here. But one of my favorite morphs that we actually did was this bloody one right here. I don't know why I thought this would be so cool, but like it kind of is. It just looks disgusting. It is so awesome. But yeah, that's it for the Bone Wolf. It's just a silly little mod. Speaking of silly little mods, look at this little guy. Please forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, but this is the Thauatherium minusculeum, I believe. Very adorable little creatures. So I think this is actually a prehistoric horse, I think. It looks like it fed on soft leaves rather than grasses, which is very interesting because it's so low to the ground. You would think it would feed off of grass alone, but apparently no. The dentals kind of prove otherwise. But yeah, this is just a tiny little horse. It kind of moves weird along the land, but I don't know. It's just so adorable. This is made by Cake, of course. Cake always does such incredible work on their extinct animals, especially these little weird ones like this. This is just so adorable. Do these guys have interspecies enrichment at all? They do not, but they are just so adorable. Their name actually means active swift beast, which is very interesting. When did they live? Yeah, not much about when they lived, which is very interesting, but they are just an adorable little guy. So if you guys are making like an extinct zoo, kind of like I am, I would really suggest you guys check these guys out. They're so adorable. Perfect for like a petting zoo or something. Alright, let's move over here to our remaster of the week. This is the Cape Buffalo remaster by Gaboy. Oh my god. I want to throw in the side-by-side right over here. I'm hoping I remember to put it in. But this is just fantastic. Look at how gorgeous this individual is. The Cape Buffalo was always such like an egregious model in base game Planet Zoo because it just did not do this animal justice, but look how beautiful these are. They do have quite a bit of different morphs, which is very cool to kind of collect them all. We have an albino one, we have one with a little bit more of a dilapidated rump right there. They are just so beautiful. Incredible work, Gaboy, on the horns as well. That is probably one of the coolest features of the Cape Buffalo in real life, so seeing you bring justice to these guys is so good. This is also a really cool morph. I hope I can actually get it in the sunlight. Let's try it. But yeah, it's just a little bit more of like a sandy gray, kind of like a dusty kind of color. It just looks so good. I think this is a female. Again, incredible work on the ears too. You can see like those little tufts of fur, I guess. Really awesome stuff on that. Beautiful, beautiful work, Gaboy. Alright, now we're gonna get into the lightning round. Scott has brought us so many new exhibit animals. He's been holding out a little bit for a kind of species coder, species tool, specifically for exhibit animals, and Inaki's been working with him to kind of test it out. So let's kind of go through them all. First of all, we have the boomslang. Now, I believe the boomslang is actually an African animal, if I got that right. Yep, sub-Saharan Africa. It means tree snake, which is very cool, but look at that texturing, so beautiful. Boomslangs are honestly one of the coolest snakes out there, not only for their name, but just look at that patterning. They have such a beautiful kind of like hexagonal kind of, you know, scale pattern, but they also have those black stripes going across them. Really incredible work, Scott. We have another one in here. This is the Cape coral snake, if we can find him. There he is. Coral snakes are very iconic for their beautiful white, orange, and black kind of stripes going on. And again, just another beautiful job on this, Scott. There's not much else to say other than fantastic work. It's always so good to see more snakes kind of pop up in the game. And yeah, it's just really, really cool. I believe that this is the Chinese red-headed centipede. Yes, it is. Again, another fantastic little model right here. Again, just always helping to diversify Planet Zoo's actual roster by adding in these small creatures. Exhibit animals are so underrated. I understand that these exhibit boxes aren't really everyone's kind of like, you know, forte, but still having these animals in game is so important, especially because they will be able to work with taxidermy, both like these ones as well as habitat animals, which we can see across the way. Those aren't habitat animals, they're keepers, but still, they'll be able to work with taxidermy mod once it's actually out, so you can make like custom exhibit boxes for these guys and they'll actually be able to move, which is very, very good. Moving on from there, I think we have a frog in here. Let me check. Oh no, this is actually better than a frog. All right, they're just very tiny, but this is the Congo rose chafer. They are otherwise known as the sun beetle, one of my favorite species of insects because they just have such a beautiful bright coloration. We can actually look at them a little bit better in the Zoopedia right here. But yeah, just a very beautiful animal. Again, another African species right here with some very beautiful coloration on them. Great work, Scott. And then right in here, who do we have? We have the, I think this is the Israeli desert huntsman spider. Again, a very cool species. This guy actually has some really, really beautiful coloration with these kind of like black knees on a white body. Again, I am not the biggest spider fan, but there's just something so beautiful about seeing species like this. Again, Scott has tarantulas in real life, which is very cool. I loved when he sends pictures of them, but they're just such beautiful little creatures, so seeing more in game is always so welcome. And over here we have a little frog. I believe this is the Linda's tree frog. Yes, it is. Beautiful little species over here, but I don't know much about these guys, so let's kind of read. So yeah, they are a South American species of tree frog. So freaking adorable. Really, really do love to see these guys. And by the way, if you guys are using exhibit animals, you might see that the layout is not currently active. If you just load out of your game, then load back into the same save file, you should be able to unlock all their enrichment as you typically would. It's just a little weird thing with modded animals right now, specifically modded exhibit animals. So just do that and you should be good. Did you guys know that you could change the light color in here? I like literally always forget that. It's just so cool. Obviously it doesn't really show much right now, but trust me, it works. Over here we have the Philippine mint-legged centipede. Again, another beautiful centipede species. Try saying that 5 times fast. But these guys have these extremely vibrant blue legs on them with some very cool striping coloration on them as well. Very, very cool looking species. Very bright. Kind of looks like a Pokemon. I don't know. I just love to see that. We have another tree frog species. This time it's actually in the temperate exhibit box, which is very cool. This should be the Pinewoods tree frog. I think these guys are from North America. Yeah, apparently they're from the southeastern United States. I've never seen these guys in Florida, but apparently they live there. Really beautiful species right here. Very nice brown coloration, but like look at these little spots back there. Scott just does such an incredible job at making these models look so high quality. I don't know, it's just so cool. Look at the We have another, I'm sorry, spiders kind of freak me out. Pinkfoot Goliath Bird Eater. I believe these guys are actually a subspecies. Oh no, they're not even a subspecies. They're their own species. They're Goliath Bird Eater. They eat birds. That's crazy. Yeah, just really, really awesome species right here. Again, just cool spider. I'm much more, I was about to say I'm much more of an amphibian kind of guy, but nope, this is not an amphibian. This is, if I could actually get you, this is the purple earth tiger tarantula. I feel like now they're kind of just throwing names all together. Really awesome looking species right here. I have no idea what's going on with its actual head right there, but that looks so freaking cool. But again, another beautiful species. Now this is much more my speed. I think that's just the albino salamander, fire salamander, but we actually have the red salamander right in here. Very, very incredible looking species. Once again, where are these guys from? Come on. Southeastern United States. Oh, Eastern United States. That is awesome. I think they might even be, nope, they are not even close to Rhode Island. Whoops. But yeah, very awesome looking species right here. Even with these model changes, they look very incredible. But yeah, these guys are just so freaking adorable. Look at them. Salamanders are just so freaking awesome, dude. And now we have the Tanzanian blue ring centipede. Again, another very vibrant centipede species. Again, with these blue legs. I have no idea what they're feeding these centipedes in the wild, but it makes them have blue legs. It's kind of cool. We have another tree frog species right in here. This is the tiger tree frog. Is it? Hello? Tiger's tree frog. Yep, so it has kind of like tiger stripes on it, which is very adorable. I'm not sure. Are these actually able to cohab with tree frogs? No. They are incompatible, which is a little bit of a shame. I'm going to talk to Scott about that so we could actually cohab the different tree frogs together. But it's just another beautiful looking frog species. Again, with that awesome yellow coloration right there. It's so good. We have the Transvaal fat-tailed scorpion. Again, another incredible little name. Like, what the hell is happening with these herpetologists, insectologists, whatever you call them? I don't know. These guys are cool. Look at them go. And last but not least, who do we have in here? I think it's another spider. Yep. Oh, but this one's actually really freaking cool. This is the Venezuelan sun tiger tarantula. Really, really awesome coloration on these guys. I don't know, that just looks so cool. But yeah, incredible job, Scott, on every single one of these. We're not done with this stuff, though. We still have more. This is the Gambian epauletted fruit bat. Again, another cool exhibit species. This time it's a bat, so it can fly around. Really, really beautiful job on the model right here. This is, of course, an albino specimen, which is very cool, but let's see if we could get a normal specimen wherever they are. They're flying around way too much. Let's try and get this guy right here. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful work on this texture, Scott. I've worked on these stupid bats before, and they are so difficult to texture, but I think you did such an incredible job with that. You got the white belly on this guy. So incredible. I don't know, I just love to see them. And since we're already here, we could show off my bat, if we could pause the game and actually catch them in a nice little spot. This is the Ryukyu flying fox. Very proud of this one. This one was a commission I got, and it is a bat species. Well, it's a flying fox species from the Ryukyu Islands in Japan. Very cool. Yeah, they have some really cool coloration if we could actually pause them in the right light. This is just an issue that you get with the bat mods sometimes. The camera does not let you get too close to them when they're actually in flight sometimes, but if you get them at like the right angle, you can see kind of a little bit more detail. But these guys do have this kind of like lion's mane going on right there with just a little bit of yellow coloration. Very cool stuff right there. I don't know, they're just so adorable. I love their little faces. They have like these big, beautiful eyes. So cute. All right, that covers it for every single one of the exhibit mods this week. So many awesome ones. So give a huge thank you to Scott. Go check out his mods on the Nexus. But we're going to continue on with some habitat animals, starting with the Smilodon. Smilodon. The original base model of this one was made by Nudo, but Nicholas Lionrider has stepped in and made Smilodon Fatalis. Incredibly beautiful job on this guy right here. They actually do have this kind of clouded leopard skin going on right here. Absolutely mesmerized by this. Really, really beautiful work on this, Nick. Really, really incredible job. It's a lot more accurately posed to a Smilodon than before, because rig editing is like 5 times easier now. Who would have thought? But yeah, these guys have a ton of different color variations already within the base model, but I'm hoping if I could just adopt a whole bunch of these guys, we should be able to get, yep, we get a melanistic individual right here. And of course we need to wait because that's always how it is. But hey, in the meantime, look at the little baby. The baby is just so adorable. Again, look at that texture work. It's just so good. All right, here's that melanistic individual. Again, that beautiful black coloration, again, with the black spots right there. That is just money right there. That is money. All right, then from there, we can actually check out another one of Monsoon's mods. This is the East Javan Longer. Like, it's just incredible how every single modder, as of late, is stepping up their game, and Monsoon is no exception to that. Look at this beautiful fur detail on this individual right here. These guys are probably one of my favorite monkey species. They have them at the Bronx Zoo, and I always do love to watch them. But yeah, they just have this incredible strike and coloration. They're not really sexually dimorphic. They can be any color, whether it's orange or black, but they are just very loud. I'm gonna pause them right here. But yeah, very beautiful animal right here. Again, with these whiskers, everything that goes into these guys is so good. And Monsoon even has these adorable little babies too. I love looking at them. Amazing work, buddy. And do they have interspecies enrichment? They do not. What a shame. But moving on from there, we do have the Verose Safaka. Again, Nick has brought us another Safaka species. This one is now the Verose though. Very minor differences between this individual and the crown Safaka. Verose have this beautiful white body and a little bit of like this reddish brown cap on their head. And they also have a little bit more of a gray underside right there. Very cool species. Hopefully soon we can finally be able to crack locomotion animations. That's basically when an animal is walking from place to place. Hopefully we can crack that so we could actually animate these guys hopping around as Safakas typically do. But for the time being, they're just going to be sitting like this, unfortunately. All right, and since the monkeys are annoying me, I will be boxing them all up because their cries for help are infuriating. All right, moving on from there, we have this rhino species by Nicholas Lionrider. This is one that actually lived in North America, and it is known as Teleoceras. It's a very, very small rhino species. It was very close to the ground. Its skeleton is just like, imagine like a dachshund-styled rhinoceros. That is basically what we have going on right here. Very adorable little creature. I did give them a bunch of interspecies enrichment with your North American species because, of course, I love to see interspecies enrichment. But yeah, it's just an adorable little guy. I don't know. They lived about 10 million years ago, I want to say. Yep, so 17 to 5 million years ago. Very incredible little species. I don't know. It's just so crazy how we used to have rhinoceroses in North America. It's a shame that they all died out, but you know what? What can you do? I wasn't there to save them. If I were, it'd be a different story. Let's check out some birds. This time around, we do have the Palawan peacock pheasant, Monsoon, as you could probably expect. Look at this creature. Now, the reason I'm kind of circling around, you might notice that the feathers on here, the beautiful blue feathers, they kind of shine in the light and then they get a little bit more muted as you kind of fade into the shadows. That is because they do have, what do you call it? Iridescence. So they do shine in the light. It is so cool. But even beyond that, this is just a top-notch model Monsoon. This is based off of the Sussex chickens, so they do have those updated animations, and it looks so freaking good. Unfortunately, they do have that little weird run that they do, but I think Monsoon actually might have disabled that, which is kind of good. But yeah, just a very beautiful looking animal right here. Once again, they also have a female. They have just a little bit of that iridescence on their train right there. They do have a lot more of those brown colors on the actual body though, which is just so cool. really, really beautiful animal, but I think everyone is so excited to see another flying animal. This is the Papuan hornbill from Papua New Guinea. This one is made by Great Cake Mods, and yes, it does fly after all. They do use these pre-made enrichment items as a way to actually get them to fly around and interact with their environment. Keep in mind, if you do build for these guys, if you delete everything except for, like, you know, the actual enrichment item, they will just look like this in the sky. So it's very encouraged that you actually do keep these nesting boxes or make your own custom one, which is very important. Or you could actually have these perching poles right here. These turn out very good. And yeah, they do fly down from them, which is always so awesome to see. Love that cake. Do these guys have interspecies enrichment? I'm a big sucker for interspecies enrichment. Yes, they do. With the rhinoceros hornbill, Barbaroussa, the peacock pheasant does have interspecies enrichment, but it's with another modded animal, which I do not currently have. All right, let's move on to some domestic animals. We're going to start off with this little pig species. This is the Bentheim black-pied pig. Very, very beautiful German species right here. They are called this because they do have this pied kind of form. They have these beautiful black spots all around their body. This was a commission to me, so I was very excited to actually bring this species to life, and they even have their little piglets. Look at them, so adorable. And yeah, these guys do have a ton of interspecies enrichment as well. You can see they have it for all of these species, but what I am so excited for is the domestic ferret. This again was a very incredible commission that I was able to fulfill because of all their color morphs. These guys turned out so good. So let me wake up one of the, let's check out this guy right here. I'm also going to box up everyone pretty much because their noises are starting to annoy me. So yeah, let me actually move this guy right here so you can see him awake. This is the domestic ferret after all. This is the typical form that they come in, but they have about 7 different forms, 7 different color morphs, and a whole bunch of different ones within those. They do have piebaldism, so you can get some individuals that kind of look like, I'm really hoping that I have the individual here. I do not have a picture of the pied morph, but you know what? It's totally fine. They're just an incredible little species. You can see all of them listed right here. This is kind of like the panda morph. We have some silver morphs right over here. Very adorable, very bright coloration. And yeah, they're just so awesome. I love them. All right, I'm gonna box them all up again because everyone is starting to lag me out. All right, this is one of the cooler mods of this week. This is the Lisowika Bojani. It sounds Polish. It lived in Poland. Who expected that, you know? No interspecies enrichment for these guys, but these guys are incredible. They're made by Cake, and they did live in the Triassic period. They're a disodont. I'm not really sure. They used to be what mammals were, or they used to be what... Okay, they are a non-mammalian synapsid. That is totally what I was gonna say. But yeah, they were originally found in Poland, and these guys are so incredible. Look at this custom model that Cake was able to do. This is gorgeous work, Kate. Again, look at this. I know Synapsid had these little beaks going on their mouth, which is so cool. Now it looks just like a Triceratops. I would love to see Cake's take on kind of like a Ceratopsid because this is already incredible. But yeah, these guys are just so freaking awesome. I don't know what else there is to say about these guys. They just look incredible. And moving on from here, we do have a toucan. Cake did update all of her toucans to actually work with the flying enrichments. So yeah, that is pretty much it. They do have the plate build mountain toucan, very adorable species right here. Interspecies enrichment with some South American species as well. Yeah, just another incredible animal. I'm hoping that they'll actually be able to fly. Come on. Maybe if I delete some stuff in their habitat, they should be able to, they should be convinced to fly a little bit more. I think this guy is about to. We can actually see the flying animations on the toucan, which is going to be so cool. Oh, okay, so it turns out they use a different one from the hornbill, which is very interesting. But still, I don't know. It's just so cool. And because Cake has allowed other modders to actually use her animations to update their own mods, we should be seeing the flying get added to like the Toko toucan by Lowbury and stuff relatively soon, so that's going to be really, really awesome. Incredible work, Cake. You're just such a blessing to the community. We're so happy to have you in it. And last but not least, we do have some prehistoric elephants. So we can start off with the Dinotherium. This one is so cool. So these guys actually had these tusks that went kind of below their mouth. Very interesting stuff. I'm going to pause it because they're very loud. But yeah, these guys are very cool. They have these kind of like shortened trunks as well. They are made by Nicholas Lion Rider, as you could probably expect. He is our #1 elephant fan in the room. And he also gave us the Conobelodon, again, an incredible little species, otherwise known as the four-tusked elephant, even though like a few other ones did have 4 tusks. This guy just looks so cool. I know that their mouth is always open. They typically would have to have their mouth open kind of like this because they had so many tusks going on. I know once we actually get into like some of the other kind of whatever prehistoric elephants, they did have a lot of tusk problems. We also can see a little peek into what our next one is going to be on the Nexus right there. But they do have interspecies enrichment with all the other elephant species in the game too, which is very fun to have. But yeah, look at the little guy. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. This has been an incredible mod showcase. We have so many incredible species. Let me know your favorites in the comments down below. I gotta say that these guys, I'm not even gonna try and say it's gonna upset my Polish ancestors, but it's just incredible. So great work, Cake, on this, because these guys are just incredible. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like and even consider subscribing to stay up to date with future mod showcases and check out what the latest stuff is on the Nexus. We're gonna end it right here, and be sure to check out all of the mod authors this week because they've done some incredible stuff. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.